Hey everybody, welcome back to Dead Man Daisy's Kanji Study Sessions. We got 12 new vocabulary words from the JLPT N1 list today. As always, we'll be writing down every new kanji we see 10 times while we go over its readings, its meanings, and how to remember it based on the radicals that make up the kanji. If we see a kanji but it's not made up of a new one, then we're just going to go over the meanings of the two kanji and how they come together to make our new word. And we'll write those down 3 to 5 times while saying them out loud. If you don't want to listen to me write these down and say them out loud a bunch of times, head on over to YouTube and you can skip ahead to the explanations of each word. And if you just want these Word documents with the vocabulary itself, head on over to Google Drive. Our first word of the day is sai-ken. Sai-ken. Sai on the left side for twice or again, and ken on the right side for a building. So this literally translates to rebuild. Rebuilding or reconstruction is sai-ken. Sai-ken is rebuilding. Sai-ken is rebuilding. Sai-ken is re or again building. Sai-ken desu. Sai-ken is rebuilding, remaking a building. Sai-ken. Sai-ken desu. じゃあ2番は脅すです。脅す. From our kanji meaning to threaten or menace, we have odosu, our transitive verb for menacing or threatening or frightening someone into doing something. Odosu is to threaten, to menace. Odosu. Odosu desu. Odosu is to threaten or menace. Odosu. Odosu is to threaten or menace. To threaten into doing something. Odosu. Odosu desu. じゃあ3番は沈黙です。沈黙. Chin on the left side for sinking into or sunk, and moku on the right side for silence or being quiet. So 沈黙 is sunken into silence or reticence and inaction. Sunken in silence or sunken in inaction and silence in the form of actions, if you will. 沈黙 is sunken into silence. 沈黙です。沈黙. Chinmoku is sunken into silence or inaction. Chinmoku desu. Chinmoku. Chinmoku. Sunken into silence or inaction. Chinmoku. Chinmoku. じゃあ4番は惜しむ. We've already learned this kanji in the e adjective oshi, which is something that you hold dearly or something that you value very much. And oshimu is our transitive verb for being frugal or sparing with something that you value or to value something itself. It can also mean to feel sorry for or to be unwilling. But for right now, we're just going to remember to be frugal and to value. Oshi is dear to you, and oshimu is to hold something dear or to be frugal about it. Oshimu is to be frugal or hold something dear. Oshimu. Oshimu desu. Oshimu. Hold something dear or to be frugal with it because you value it. Oshimu. Oshimu. To be frugal about something you value. Oshimu. Number 5 is kensho. Ken on the left side for hanging or suspended, and sho on the right side for a prize or a reward. So a kensho is hanging a prize or hanging a reward in front of people, offering a prize or prize for a prize competition, a prize or a reward itself. A kensho is a suspended reward or a reward. I'm kind of imagining it held on a stick like a carrot for a donkey. Kensho is a held reward. Kensho desu. Kensho. It's a reward, prize, the offering of a reward or prize. Kensho. Kensho desu. Kensho. A suspended reward or prize. Kensho. Kensho. Suspended reward or prize. Kensho. Kensho. Kensho is a suspended reward or prize. Number 6, straight from the French for nuance, is nuance. 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 Nuance is nuance. No kanji here, just katakana. Nuance. Nuance is nuance. Nuance is nuance. Number 7 is a kikin. A kikin is a foundational money, or a found, or a foundation. It's good that the translation for this kanji is actually foundation or the fundamentals of something, which both of those words are in the actual description. A fund or a foundation, specifically one that is about money or invests money. A kikin is a foundation where you get money from. Kikin is a fund or a foundation. Kikin is a fund or a foundation, specifically the kind that invests money. Kikin is a fund or a foundation. Kikin desu. Kikin, fund or a foundation. Kikin. じゃあ8番はわざわざ。わざと we've already learned and means kind of to do something on purpose, and waza waza means about the same thing. Waza waza, something done expressly, specially, or not incidentally. I think this is an adverb. Yes, for doing something expressly, specially, or doing something not by accident. Waza waza is expressly, especially, or on purpose. Waza waza to jama shimashita ne. You got in my way on purpose, didn't you? Waza waza. Especially, or on purpose. Waza waza. Number 9 is hikomu. Hiku on the left side is to pull. In this case, to pull back. And komu on the right side is to pack in to something, to be tightly packed. So hikomu is to pull back and be packed into something else that whatever you were pulled back from, you're no longer in that thing. You're now konda, packed into something that wasn't whatever you were in before. So hikomu is to withdraw. I really like that translation. To be set back from a road, like you were on the road and you were pulled back and kind of sequestered or crowded into somewhere that was not that road. To draw back, again, is pretty close, or to sink. Hikomu is to draw back, withdraw, to be put off of some road. Hikomu. Hikomu is to draw back, withdraw, pull back, get off of the road that you are on. Hikomu. to pull back and be sequestered. Hikomu. Hikomu です。10番は9時。9時です。Q on the left side for old or old times, and Ji on the right side for an event or a thing. So a Kyuji is an event in the past. Literally a past event. This is a pretty straight translation. Kyuji is a past event. Kyuji です。Kyuji. Past event. Kyuji. Past event. Bygones. Kyuji. 11番は窮屈。窮屈です。Kutsu on the right side for, I think, bending or kind of submitting to. Let me double check that. Yield, bend, flinch, or submit. And Q on the left side, our new kanji for hard up, destitute, suffer, perplexed, or cornered. Radicals in this kanji are a hole on I'm kind of trying to view this one in 3D, but a hole on the top, and underneath we have the radicals for a body and a bow. But these together are also taken just to mean a body, the self, if you will. So the way I'm viewing this is kind of 3D with the self in front of a hole, kind of like in the movie 300, where there's the guy that gets kicked into the hole. That's kind of how I'm viewing this. There's a guy, and he's got a bow, and he's pushing you into the hole. Q is hard up, destitute, suffer, perplexed, or cornered. This is cornered or hard up. You're in a tight situation. Q is destitute, hard up, suffer. Q is destitute, hard up, or to suffer. Q. Destitute. Hard up. Or to suffer. Q. And Q, kutsu together kind of means, so you're hard up and you're bending and yielding. Kyukutsu, bend or yielding. I guess you are bending and yielding to a hard situation. Narrow, tight, formal, stiff, constrained, or okay, so yeah, you are the one bending and yielding in the face of some hard and or suffering condition, meaning it is a narrow, tight, formal, stiff, constrained, or uncomfortable position. Kyukutsu is our na adjective for narrow, tight, formal, and stiff. Kyukutsu no Q, or hard up, destitute, kind of in a hard situation. Q, much like Leonidas had that guy pushed up against the hole before he kicked him in, and he was in a much freer situation before he died a horrible death at the bottom of the hole. Kyukutsu no Q is hard up, destitute, suffering. Kyukutsu. Kyukutsu no Q. Hard up, suffering, or destitute. Kyukutsu no Q. This is a new one, so I'm taking my time getting the writing right. Kyukutsu no is hard up, destitute, or suffer. Q plus kutsu on the right side for to yield. You are hard up, yielding to some narrow, stiff, or constraining situation. Q kutsu no 事態。じゃあ、12番最後は圧力です。圧 on the left side for pressure and 力 on the right side for power, if you will, or energy. So 圧力 is a pressuring power. Pressure or stress itself, coercion or arm twisting. 圧力. This one's a pretty straight translation. 圧力 is the power of a pressure. 圧力. Arm twisting, kind of a metaphorical sense, or pressure itself in a very literal one. 圧力 is pressure, strain, or arm twisting. Atsuryoku. Now that we've made some nice little pins in our brain where all these memorizations are one day going to go, make sure you made some Anki flashcards or some electronic I don't care. Just make flashcards and go over these bad boys, specifically in sentences with other words and not on their own. Again, just writing out kanji isn't going to memorize them for you. You're going to have to keep going over them and keep seeing them and reading them in context to get the full meaning. Our first word of the day is rebuilding or reconstruction with sai ken. Sai on the left side for again, and ken on the right side for building or construction. Sai ken is to rebuild. To threaten, menace, or frighten is odosu. Odosu. From our kanji for threatening means to threaten or menace. Silence, being silent, quiet, or sunken into quiet or inaction is chinmoku. Chin on the left side for sunken, and moku on the right side for to be silent or quiet. Chinmoku is to be silent, quiet, or silent and quiet in your actions. To be frugal, to value, is oshimu. Oshimu desu. O on the left side from our the adjective oshi, which is something that you hold dear, and oshimu is to be frugal about something that you do value. Oshimu. Oshimu is to value or be frugal about. Offering a prize or a prize competition is hanging the carrot or suspending a prize, or kensho. Ken on the left side for suspension, plus sho on the right side for a prize. Kensho. Dangling a prize or the prize itself. Tsugi wa nuance, directly from the French word nuance, is nuance. Niu, chisai yu. Nuance is nuance. A fund or a foundation is a kikin, literally for the kanji, using the kanji for a foundational or fundamental, plus money. Kikin is a fund or a foundation specifically that invests money. Expressly, specially, or not incidentally is waza waza. Already learned waza to nani nani nani. Waza waza is our adverb for doing something especially. To draw back, to sink, or to be set back from a road. A road. To withdraw is our intransitive verb hikomu. Hiku on the left side for pulling, and komu on the right side for being sequestered out of whatever you were pulled from. Past events or bygone events are kyuji. Q on the left side for old, ji on the right side for events. Kyuji. Narrow, tight, formal, stiff, constrained, or uncomfortable is Q, kutsu. Q on the left side with our giant hole in the back, with a dude in the front with a bow that is pushing you towards the hole because you're in a very hard and narrow situation. And kutsu on the right side for yielding to that situation, making you uncomfortable. Q kutsu is uncomfortable, constrained, narrow, or stiff, or strict, in kind of the same sense. And finally, pressure, stress, or coercion and arm twisting is atsuryoku. Atsu on the left side for pressure, and ryoku on the right side for power. Thanks for watching today, everybody. I hope you had a good Wednesday, my guy. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Domo arigatou gozaimashita. 明日ね。いつもまた明日ね。